Hey boys and girls, I have another homework assignment here in Google Classroom, and it's this nonfiction lesson 2 fluency homework, and I thought I would just quick run through it, give you some directions. It says read the directions first. That's the session 2 homework. Then check out the fluency progression next. And that's this informational fluency progression. We'll look at that in a minute. And then it says choose a speech to practice. If you have an idea of another speech that you would like to practice from home, Google it and print out a copy and start practicing. I have 3 speeches here. One is from Malala. You might know from the book My Name is Malala. You'll get more information if you read her speech. Another is a speech that President Obama gave, and another is Lou Gehrig's speech. Now, I'll tell you, a lot of people are going to want to choose his because his is the shortest. However, when you do this, you really only need to focus on a part of the speech to practice. So let's look at these homework directions quick so this makes more sense. So in here, you're going to have this document. It says Session 2 homework. And it says, readers continue to read nonfiction at home tonight. You'll do 2 kinds of reading. First, continue to read free choice texts that relate to things that really interest you. That reading may come from books you carry between home and school or from texts you find on your own. The second kind of reading you'll do tonight is a speech. Read one of these 3 speeches. Malala Yousafzai's speech to the United Nations, President Barack Obama's You Make Your Own Future speech, or Lou Gehrig's farewell speech. So these 3 speeches are 3 very famous speeches ever. You read them out loud, read them many times until you read them really well, even if you only have time to do this for part of the speech. Like I said, pick a paragraph, pick a couple paragraphs. Make sure you read the whole thing so you know what the whole thing says, but then practice a part. Pick a good chunk and just read it over and over. And it says use a fluency strand of the informational reading learning progression. We'll look at that in a minute. And so we can try and lift the level of your fluency from one level to the next. After you've read the speech many times, try reading your own nonfiction text in the same ways. You want to be just as fluent. You want to have just as much inflection in your voice. How do you sound? Do you sound good? Do you sound entertaining? Do you sound like you could read to a crowd? In life, you don't usually read nonfiction aloud, but if you work on your reading aloud voice, you work on your internal reading voice. Your internal reading voice is a huge part of reading nonfiction as well. So if we go back to this informational fluency progression, here we go. You can look at it closely. It gives you like a grade 4, a grade 5, and a grade 6. You should be here, but if you haven't practiced this kind of stuff, you may be over here, or you might even be not even at grade 4 yet, but hopefully we can practice. So we're just going to look at the 5th grade, but you can read the whole thing yourself. And it says, as I read nonfiction out loud or in my head, I try to use my voice to add meaning to the text. I read emphasizing the big points. Perhaps I have in mind what great science and history videos sound like to guide my reading. Or you might think of a teacher reading out loud too. What does that teacher sounded like? And then usually, let's see right here, usually, because this says punctuation and sentence complexity. So usually punctuation just gives me subtle signals as to how to read. But when it's used in unusual ways, I ask, how does the author probably want this to sound? When the sentences are complicated, I adjust my voice to show that some parts of the sentence, like this part, are meant to be subordinate. Can you hear my cat? She's meowing. Come here, kitty. There you go. Boys and girls, this is Kitty. She came to do her cameo appearance tonight on the video. All right, there you go. You got to see one of my animals. Yes, she's walking across my kitchen table, which is where I'm sitting to give you this video. Okay, so this is what you're aiming for. You can read this whole thing. Check it all out. The 4th grade, the 5th grade, the 6th grade. And then once you do that, like I said, in here there's 3 different speeches. Malala, President Obama, and Lou Gehrig. And a lot of you are going to be drawn to Lou Gehrig because his speech is the shortest. But don't get caught up on that. Read them out. See which message means the most to you. And then pick a part of one of the speeches that you really like. If you do Luke Gehrig, you can do the whole thing. If you do President Obama or Malala, find a part that's really meaningful to you and practice it so that you sound really, really good. And we'll do this a little bit in class as well. So, but you can start this at home, or you can read aloud, read it to your parents, have them give you suggestions as well. So give it a try. You can print it out at home. You guys can't print from the Chromebook, so you can't get a print copy right now. You'll have to read from the screen, or print it from home if you can. I can get you print copies when I'm back as well. So thanks, boys and girls. I will see you later. Practice your reading. Practice your nonfiction reading. Have a good day.